Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I'm MoD, and I'm talking really quietly because I'm recording this so late at night that my mother's in bed. Alright, we'll continue and go find ourselves a decent long job because we've got a lot of questions here, guys. You've been very good this week, more than makes up for last week, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, much appreciated. Job market, where are we in the moment? Oh, we're spoilt. Well, I was going to say we're spoilt for choice. We're not really. Rotterdam, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Aberdeen. That's not that far a trip. No. I think we'll take this job first. Yes, we'll take this job first. Yes, we'll take that one, sod it. Actually, how are we looking for sleep? Let's have a quick look and see how we're looking for sleep before we actually go taking any jobs. Because I think it'd be a wise idea to rest up first before we go driving off anywhere. And yeah. Oh yes, someone also was kind enough to tell me that we didn't actually get the proper beacon. Let's get the proper beacon. No? Where is it? Do I not get it on Tildy with this? Nah, never mind. Well, that's a good faff at the beginning of the episode already. Let us go now. Get us some sleep. Run. Don't crash, game. Don't crash. This was a record. This is actually Thursday. Oh, yes, our drivers are making money. Thank you for making money. Yes, excellent. I like that. Oh yeah, we are looking on the map for a job. 13,839 miles. What have we got now? Oh, lots more. Do we want to go to Edinburgh? Not really. Do we want to take some gravel to Birmingham? Not really. Do we want to go to Aberdeen? Again, not really. I'm off tempted to take this fragile cargo to Amsterdam, and then we shall find another job then. Right, Tilly. There we go. Also, we're running a bit low on fuel budget, but that's been good. So then, episode 38 of Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm MoD1982, for those of you new to the channel. This is my faithful truck Matilda. Look, it's even got a name in front of it, and anyway, Matilda. I spent a lot of time and money upgrading Matilda, trying to drive carefully, failing a lot of the time. And in the last episode we spent a lot of time and money and got a few loans to upgrade the crap out of Matilda. So, did I say Matilda? I meant the company. MoD Logistics is now 3 trucks strong, but we still haven't purchased the new truck. We're going to save up for that one properly. I just wanted to get those trucks in so we could actually make some money quicker and then actually go. Get some, yeah, we can get some money in and then get the trucks a bit quicker. So, you know, short-term pain, long-term gain is what we're going for here. Oh, there we go. Wow, I'm playing that. Has to be said, I'm playing so much better than when I first started playing Euro Truck all those months ago. And yes, we'll take those cars to Amsterdam. Loan repayments will be really interesting, isn't it? So we really should be completing lots of short jobs, I think. Lots of short jobs. We are now starting to develop a company. Yay! MoD's happy about this. MoD's very happy. I think Matilda's happy too, aren't you, darling? Yep, she's happy. There we go. Now let's get out of here. In cab view. I suppose might as well do a very quick roundup for any new fans that have joined in the last few episodes. I'm Mod, and the reason I'm playing this game is twofold. First of all, I'm taking part in a self-imposed challenge called the Million Mile Challenge. The idea being to drive 1 million miles in the same truck, not kilometers, because kilometers would be too easy. We're doing miles, and at the moment we are on 13,843 miles, which is just over 1% of the way towards completing our target. And secondfold, we are also driving for charity as we drive the miles and rack them up. We're making money for good causes, and I'm thinking of we'll save it for episode 40, but for the first chunk, for the first portion of mileage, we are driving for Papyrus UK, where basically they help out kids that are suffering from depression, considering suicide, and removing any social stigma associated with suicide, because no one really likes to talk about it, but it happens. And the more we talk about it, and the more we make it a bit more acceptable in society, the less likely a kid is actually to go taking their own life and actually realise, hey, maybe I could actually try talking to someone. Of course, the biggest problem with that is, I found from my own experience with depression, that finding someone to actually talk to isn't that easy, because a lot of times, especially for kids, they'll be told, oh, grow up, there's nothing wrong with you, you're not depressed, you're just having a bad day. When in actual fact, depression does exist. And it's one of those silent illnesses as well, where you can't actually see if there's something wrong with anybody. Not even only I reckon if you knew someone well enough would you know if they were depressed, truth be told. Oh god, let's keep the lights on. So we're raising money for Papyrus UK, and if you want to donate, go to justgiving.com/mod1982. So far I've raised a grand total of £80 for the wonderful kids that need the help, and if we reach £500 before the end of the segment, then I'll be getting my hair chopped off on a live stream. And quite frankly, when I saw the money go up a bit a couple of weeks ago, I shit bricks, because I don't want to lose my hair. It's a nice decent length. It's it's not quite long, but it's long enough to get into a ponytail and long enough for me to think, alright, I'm quite attached to this hair, I don't want to lose it. So, at the same time, as much as I want you guys to donate and and help some kids that are in need of the help, at the same time, I like my hair, help me keep my hair. So I'm just sort of twofold about this, and also there's the embarrassment of actually having it done on the internet. We're talking shaved off completely shaved off, gone. So yeah, and if you can't donate, because as I know a few of you that subscribe to this channel really want to help, but you don't know how to because they haven't got any money or they don't have a PayPal account. By the way, you don't need a PayPal account to donate, but for anybody interested in helping, just share the videos, hit the thumbs up and leave comments and interact with me and the wonderful community we built up on this channel. It's so far been immune to the disaster that is YouTube trolling so far, although now I've said that, I know it's going to happen now. Right, what's up today? On today's episode 38, actually being recorded on the Thursday for once. It's that late at night for me. Channel updates, we're on 496 subscribers. It's been a slow week over the last weekend for the channel, considering in recent weeks it's been going up by 20 subscribers, 30 subscribers, 20, 30, 25, exploding into life. Absolutely fantastic. And then I want to think that last week was a slow week because of the holidays, but last week coincided a bit too much with some unfortunate events that have been happening with ourselves and the Gameosaurus, which I just want to cover. I've already mentioned what happened on F1, I believe, but I'd like to, and also in a couple of comments, but I'd like to just clarify for everybody right now, the collaboration between Team Tuxedos and the Gameosaurus is no longer happening, for reasons I'm not willing to go into, because frankly it's a private conversation between a bunch of grown-ups. We have come to the conclusion that our aims, Team Tuxedos and the Gameosaurus, they don't align as much as we originally thought, so we thought it best to quit while we were ahead. And in case Lewis is watching this, what to say really. I saw your Payday 2 video. I've had a few days to think about it, and okay, I accept your apology. Probably a bit too much to be said now, but in front of all the wonderful people here, but you chose to apologise in public, so I'm accepting your apology in public. And that's all I'm going to say on the issue now, guys. So if whoever's been leaving all the thumbs down, if you are a subscriber of the Gamersaurus, please stop it. It's bloody pathetic. Moving swiftly on, 496 subscribers. That's close to 500. Which means you guys, you'll soon get the nice 500 subscriber special that's been on my channel for 2 or 3 weeks now, where myself and Ty go to a local town nearby, not our hometown, but a nearby one, to go get a video card for the magnificently mighty 4040. Ooh, corner. What else has been happening this week for my channel? DuckTales Remastered has come out. Oh, fuel stop, excellent, we need fuel. DuckTales Remastered has come out, and it's in HD, and it's very, very pretty, and I like it, and it's balls hard. It's unbelievably old school hard. I like it for that very reason, because it's a challenge. It's not often you get a challenging game these days, and I thought it's great because I'm sat there playing the game, and all the characters coming in, and I'm thinking, oh, will they do this, will they do that? Oh, the Beagle Boys, yay! And then, oh, have they got the guy with the really big face in? Launchpad, yes! Will he say Mr. McD? Hey, Mr. McD! Oh, it's so much fun because I watched DuckTales when I was a kid, and it's great to see that it is pretty much just as I remember. They've done a very good job of recapturing what I remember from my childhood of DuckTales. From what I've read around the internet, the developers have done a brilliant job of recapturing the original gameplay. I don't think the levels are exact copies as such, but the actual gameplay with the bouncing on the pogo stick is spot on. My main criticism is, I don't know if it's my joypad or lack of or anything else, but the controls seem really unresponsive in that I think I press jump and then I press the next button to do the pogo bounce, and it doesn't want to let me pogo, and I take too many points of damage that way from not pogoing when I should be pogoing. That's my only complaint. Other than that, it's been a flawless, silky smooth, very precise platforming experience, and oh, you just have to see for yourself when part 2 comes out. I've enjoyed it so far. It's been great. It's even got the original woo. Yeah, it's even got that in it. It's brilliant. I love it. I've also been enjoying Trackmania. I think I covered this last time, did I? Let's put cruise control on and look in the little book of planning. No, I didn't do any channel updates last time. That's surprising. We didn't go to see the Wolverine in the end, by the way. I think we're going on for this Saturday because we actually have the time available to do that. Trackmania, I've been enjoying that a lot. I've had tracks submitted to me by Skeptical Squirrel and Warlock, or Lock of War as he's now known. Sorry mate, I'm going to get your name right one day. I've enjoyed their tracks. There's been a couple of dick tracks that I don't overly enjoy dick tracks because I call them dick tracks because they're impossible without having to restart the entire thing and get a perfect run, or just one little bit just happens to be slightly out. But every track I've played so far by Squirrel and Lock of War has been good fun, which is pretty much what you need in a racing game, and it also has that wonderful one more go ability. Not just the game itself, but the tracks that have been submitted to me. If anybody does have a track for Trackmania Stadium, then pretty please go onto my Twitter @_mod1982 and leave me a link there. And I think Squirrel actually. Oh shit! We turn off here. Squirrel's link got a track linked, ready and waiting for me from one of his friends, which I'm actually quite eagerly anticipating. So it'll be the first track I've played that isn't his or Warlock's. Lock of Wars. Oh shoot! Yeah, I think we'll have to do a 2-job run here because I've got quite a bit to talk about, it seems. I've had questions about a live stream. If you'll remember, cast your minds back to the last Saturday of March was when I had my last live stream. In fact, that was my last live stream full stop, never mind the last Euro Truck one. When we had a race across Europe, we took Matilda from Bratislava to Aberdeen, and on the course of that night, we made a whole £35 for charity, I believe, which was great. Thank you very much, guys, as always. Every little donation helps, whether it's a penny, a dollar, a dime, a cent, a pound, a euro, etc, etc. You know how it works. Every little helps, and I appreciate every little bit of help you can contribute towards either donating towards the kids that need the help or getting my channel some exposure, so other people may see this and go, oh, I'd like to help myself. So there is going to be another live stream coming, but I shall talk about that in the questions towards the end of the episode. Well, towards the middle part, I suppose. There's actually one comment I had noticed on DuckTales. Part 1 went up yesterday, and it's been very, very happily received. Everyone seems to like it and they want more. Okay guys, you want more DuckTales? Just keep on hitting the thumbs up. If you keep hitting the thumbs up, and then I'll just have to keep on making more DuckTales. Best way to let me know you like it is to hit the thumbs up, and also to comment as well to tell me how much you like it. But yes, I'm waffling again. One thing I've been struggling for a while is, well, when I start an episode, no matter what game it is, whether it's Euro Truck, Kerbal, Minecraft, I said Euro Truck already, shut up mod. But basically, I always open up with good morning, afternoon or evening. That was something that I created through trial and error, off camera, thinking I would like a nice, unique way of saying hello to people. You know, something that's mine, my unique intro. Because, you know, you need a hook to get people listening to you in the first place, and they're going to want to say, hello YouTube, or hello everybody, or hey guys, how's it going? Honestly, I took a bit of inspiration from Kurt J. Mack in that respect, because his intro strikes me as being generic and unique all at the same time. I think he goes, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt. I don't know if you guys noticed generally, but I do really happen to like Kurt J. Mack's channel. Big fan, big Farlands Bust fan. It's actually his bloody fault, Farlands Bust, I should say, that I even got inspired to do the Million Mile Challenge, because he's walking to the Farlands, which is 12 million blocks and will take him a fair few years, and well, that's pretty much where the Million Mile Challenge comes from. But I'm waffling again. This is going to be one of the worst episodes I've done in a while, since one of the crazy tired ones, I think. I've been struggling for the last couple of months of what do I do for the end of an episode? What shall I do? And then it actually came to me from talking to people on Twitter and in the comments about how my experiences with depression are helping them, and how they've started to open their eyes a bit and realise that there is a world out there. To which, just to elaborate on that point, once you've got depression, it's incredibly hard to get over it 100%. I mean, what happened to me happened a few years ago now, and even now I get bad days. Today was a horrendously bad day for me, one of the worst days I've had in years. But I've just kept my chin up and realised it's okay. We're just having a bad day. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll start all over again. So long as you accept that the bad days do happen, and they will happen again, but there are good days to break them up, then eventually it'll turn to the point that you have good days, there's lots of good days, and you have bad days to break up the good days, to appreciate the good days even more. So for me, today sucked. My real life friends will know why. All I'll say is it's work related, but not as you guys at home might be expecting. But I'll get over it. Tomorrow's another day. So what's this got to do with the exit phase, I hear you asking? Well, that's what I'm calling the outro, as it were, the exit phase of my episodes. Well, also, by the way, props to Squirrel for actually noticing that I introduced it at the end of DuckTales. Because I'm sitting here going on about depression, this, depression, that, good days, bad days. And, well, let's talk about aspirations, dreams? What would you like to do in the future, and what would Mod like to do? Mod would very much like to be quite successful at YouTube. I think, you know, considering we're 4 subscribers away from 500, we're definitely on the road to, well, not greatness, but I think if nobody liked what I was doing, I would have been trolled to the cows come home by now, and the fact that my friends are actually giving me genuine support, not just because I'm a nice guy, then that's also helped me put across some good content, which in turn has helped me make some new friends across the internet. Oh shit, this is going to be close. There we go, we made it. So, what holds anybody back in life? The only person holding anybody back is themselves. I mean, I could, as much as I enjoy driving forklifts all the while, do I want to be stuck doing forklifts? Up until Christmas last year, no, 6 months ago, let's say, when my YouTube really started getting going. At first, YouTube was just a hobby, a way of keeping in touch with my friends. Now, it's a way of keeping in touch with my friends once I've made the contact with them, and I've realised there is actually a potential here to actually get somewhere. So why shouldn't I dream about my YouTube getting somewhere? Why shouldn't I dream about possibly my Caterpillar career getting off? Why shouldn't I dream? Why shouldn't I dare to dream? Maybe I should dream big. And therein, in a eureka moment, was my new exit phase, saying, dream big. And why shouldn't you dream big? What's to stop anybody from achieving anything other than themselves? Oh, nearly didn't make that then. Now I've got to watch. Oh no, there's a light there, I can watch, it's okay. So, because basically, as much as I'd like to ask you all to leave thumbs up and subscribe and share this with your friends, what about something else? What about something a bit more less generic? So that's where Dream Big comes in. I'll be more than happy to demonstrate how that works at the end of the episode. Oh, you fucker, I thought you let me go then. Coming fucking through. Idiots. Idiots. Excuse me. Actually, thinking of comments, Lock of War tells me that the reason I may have a reduced range on Matilda is because of the wheelbase I've gone for. I've gone for the 6x4 as opposed to 6x2x4, I think the alternative is. I'm gonna have to get a drink in a minute, and the throat's killing me all of a sudden, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm having to keep quiet, I'm not entirely sure. What? I'm sat here and it gives me wrong way? Oh, fuck you, game, fuck you. That was almost a penalty-free run then. Almost. But we're not going to take any damage, so maximum money. But the reduced fuel range is possibly because I've got a spare tyre instead of a fuel tank. And I don't think it's possible to swap it out. So I'm going to have to look at some point, I guess. Are you turning? Yes, you're turning. Once I've dropped this trailer off, you'll have to excuse me for a moment because I do need to find a drink. My throat is now starting to feel quite coarse. We've completed one job and we haven't even got to the fun part of the episode. At least my fun part. Questions. You guys know how much I love having you guys submit questions and give me something to talk about. I love it, I do. Oh shit. We're not skipping the bonus, we never skip the bonus. Never skip the bonus. Because we're cool kids like that. And we hit the wall, but it doesn't matter. Let's straighten up a bit. But yeah, just a final point on Dream Big. Why shouldn't you be allowed to have hopes and dreams? And even if you don't achieve your great big dream that you want to do, surely you can achieve a little something on the way. Something that makes you feel happy inside. Just go, yeah, I've achieved something, I've done something. Maybe you don't want to achieve anything, in which case fine, set yourself a small dream, that way you won't end up disappointed. Drink time, excuse me. Ah, oh, that's a lot better now. Excellent. Good morning, afternoon, or getting closer to level 20. An excellent job completed there, 226 miles, but I think we can do another one. We should do another one. Let's have a look on the job market, see what else there is. We are in Amsterdam at the moment. We've got 3 pages worth of goodies. Ooh. Oh, there's some rush jobs here. But there's not much money in them. Ah, that's more like it. Oil? That's a long trip. All the way to Rokla? Kapla? Floor panels. What's the other one? Oi, Burno. Low bed semi-trailers. That one is fantastic. £56 a mile. Oh, I'm going to regret this. I am going to totally regret this. And by that I mean actually wanting to take the job on. For the completing it, that would have made an episode on its own, but no, you got a bumper Euro truck this time. Bumper big Euro truck. Yep, driving on the wrong side of the road does completely negate the red light. Fantastic. Oh. Poop. Completely going the wrong way, but I don't care. Right, in we go, because I want to answer some questions. Give me the questions. There we go, we'll take that one. That's fantastic. 56 a mile. Love the, I don't know what that is in euros, but that's a lot. Haven't seen a job that big for a while. Only problem is it's such a long journey. Ha! Watson, you're in heaven. Pink. Let's get this one hitched up. Boop. Back in cab. And now to exit this yard. Let's pull it forwards a bit more so we don't hit the other trailer in the yard. And there we go, there we go. Anything coming? Nope. Oh, apart from you. Give me the green light. Give me the green light. Oh hell. I started this at about 10 past midnight and it's now near enough 25 to. It's not a problem. Not a problem. We'll just hit the freeway and then we'll charge. And I think we are going to have to rest at least once during this journey. 16-hour trip isn't so bad. I just hope we've got enough to waffle about. Shit. Let's see if we could do this damage free. Just because we can. Damage free, penalty free, everything free. Try and do it as properly as possible. Or by properly as possible, I mean by my standards. How's it get going so quickly? Am I doing something wrong, or just is it because I'm using an automatic gearbox? I'm going to guess the automatic. Good old automatic. 640 miles. We're going to need to refuel before the end of this trip, I think. Right, let's get out of the shit. Okay, it's blatantly running red there. Or is it because I actually stopped on? I'm gonna guess because I actually physically attempted to stop. There's no lights up there by the look of it, so it's just a case of once we get going, we'll just go, 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 and... Ah, got you that time, you fucker. Oh shit, don't want to go into your path. Not much anyway. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get onto the questions. Sorry about the silence, sorry for the drinking, sorry about this, that and everything. It's just been a very wonderful, confusing, slow day for me. So, first of all, I'd like to answer the outstanding questions that I missed from the last couple of episodes, which I only really picked up on when I was looking at the questions for this episode. Warzak is back, sorry. Yes, Warzak DF, whatever you want to call him. He's back off his holiday now, and he's been catching up with his videos. Got a lot of Tuxedo backlog to get through, and he has informed me that I misinterpreted his question a bit. Basically, with regards to his previous question about my driving test, how was the experience itself? And how did you feel as you were about to get the results? Oh god, that's a bloody interesting one, DF. Well, I took my test twice actually. I failed the first one. When I got into the car, I was full of beans, full of confidence, because up until that point, every single test I'd taken, whether it be for forklifts, other mechanical items, exams for maths or science or anything like that, any exam or test I'd taken up until that point, I had passed first time. So I was thinking, yeah, I'm quite confident here. I can drive the car quite well. I'm ready for this. I can do this. And then about 15 minutes into the test, I'm still driving well, still doing good, and then I decided it'd be a really smart idea to go around the corner a bit too fast. My my examiner said I did a bit of a Colin McRae there. Basically, I just jammed on the brakes, swung the car around. I mean, I do that sort of thing in my own car all the time, but for a driving test, you have to show you're in control of the vehicle at all times. Obviously, I was, but the examiner sees it from a point of view that you could actually lose control of the vehicle, and I did go too fast round the corner, so yeah, I accepted that. That was my fault, hands up. Second time I was thinking, yep, I'm not feeling too good day. I was feeling quite nervous, apprehensive, and it showed when we first started driving, because about 2 minutes in I stalled. And then 30 seconds later, I stalled again, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, I've stalled twice within the first 5 minutes of the bloody test. I failed. There's no point even just stressing about the rest of it, I'm just going to get on with it. Just get this test out of the way and done with. And I didn't enjoy it for the rest of the test, which lasted about an hour. I didn't enjoy it because I've already had it in my head. I failed. Oh, there's a fuck up, I'll add that to the list. By the end of the test, I counted about 14 fuck ups. And I figured that's enough to fail me. That's going to be me with a silly little green license, the provisional license, as opposed to a full license for another few weeks. Great. So the driving instructor, I look at the mirror in him, and he's got his head down, he's working things out in his head, and I can tell from the look in his face, he thinks I failed as well. Yep, there we go. So the examiner looks at me, says, right then, Mr. MoD, I'm pleased to tell you passed. What? You passed, mate. Well done. Good bit of driving. 7 minors. Because in the UK, I'm not sure how it works elsewhere in the world, but you get minor points and major points. Any major point is a fail, and I think you can accrue 15 minors. I think it's 15, or is it 30? I'm not entirely sure. But I got 7 minors, and I was just like, really? I passed? You sure? Yeah. I said to him, I don't want to sound like ungrateful, but how? The stalling. And he says that yes, you stalled, but you stopped the car properly, you secured it, checked all around, you did everything properly before you restarted. It's not the mistakes that you make that we penalise you for, it's how you react to the mistakes, and you reacted perfectly. So it's like, so I passed. Yes, mate, you passed. Where's CCTV? Is this like candid camera? Am I about to be on some strange Saturday night TV show? And he laughed, shook my hand, gave me my certificate to show that I'd passed, and said that my new licence would be in the post within a week. And then I got out of the car, a bit shell-shocked, looked at my instructor. he offers his hand to say congratulations, and that's when I was like, mate, thank you, and I gave him the biggest hug I've given anybody for a long time, and I was just so happy I bounced on the spot. And then someone else came out of their car and they didn't look very happy at all, and I was just like, I want to feel bad for you, but I've passed my test. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've passed my driving test. Woo! I'm going to go home and change the insurance on my car, because at this point I already had the Fiesta. My mum was using it, just to know, just so she could figure out if there's anything wrong with the car, of course. But by that I mean she was going to try and break it. Mrs. Wallowitz has a reputation in our family for being a car killer. Anything that goes wrong with a car is generally her fault. Head gasket went in your car. Oh, why? I don't know. I changed gear and everything. Are you sure? This door's got a dent in it. Someone drove into me. Okay, Mrs. Wallowitz. Maud, the brakes are sounding funny. Are they? Actually, no. To be fair, so Mrs. Wallowitz so far, she hasn't broken the Fiesta. She keeps on hearing noises, but those are normal noises. And those noises are to be ignored. Are you sure? Because this sounds weird. No, Mrs. Wallowitz. Mummy, really? Stop it. The car's fine. But what about... Mummy, stop it. If you carry on being a dick, I'm going to keep calling you Mummy. Let's turn the lights off. We don't need them now. Ooh, nearly clipped the trailer at that lamppost. I was watching that right-hand mirror there, and oh, there we go. It's a lot better. 1% damage to the truck, but that's wear and tear, I'm imagining. I think we should stop for a rest at some point though. 4 hours till we need to actually rest. Okay, so wait until we get to about 8 o'clock in game. We're 20 past 6. But yeah, basically that's my driving test in a nutshell. I was very happy, I was ecstatic. It's been a life changer actually, come to think of it. Best thing I've done in years. Which also, I'm going to preemptively answer a question that people have been asking before. Mod, when you said you were depressed and you said you lost everything, house, job, friends, car, etc., how did you have a car back then if you couldn't drive? Simple, I had it to learn in. I found it was, for my perspective, it was a lot easier to learn in my own car than it was in an instructor's car, because I could, well, the amount of money you spend on driving lessons in the UK, you can actually buy a car. No, it wouldn't be a very good car, to be honest with you. But from my point of view, it was important to actually have a car, so that is insured as a learner driver, third-party fire and theft. Although in later years it became cheaper to actually. But then then the car that I bought actually had a problem or two that I couldn't afford to fix, and then it stayed in the back garden and I never used it. And so. Don't hit me. So while I did use the car at first, eventually when I did break it, I just never got around to fixing it, which is a shame. But it was great getting home, changing the car insurance, and then I walked to my mum's workplace. Because of the town I live in, everything's within 30-minute walk, more or less. And so I walked to my mum's workplace, which is a 15-minute walk away, and I phoned her up and it says, "Can you come outside, please?" And she's like, "Oh, what's up? Can I have the car keys, please? I'd like to go for a drive." And she's like, "Yeah, Mom!" I'm just like, "Okay, Mrs. Wallowitz, stop now." But she carried on being happy, and she gave me big hugs, and then I went for a drive. And then I went to see an old friend to fulfill a promise, because a promise I made was to, once I passed my test, this person would be the first person I gave a lift to. So I gave her a lift to the shops and back, and that was my promise fulfilled, and I'd kept that promise in my head for about 10 years, and I was very proud I kept that. So, I hope that answers your question, DF, probably in a bit too much detail actually. You only asked about the driving test, you didn't ask about the after bits, but it doesn't matter. You got more than you needed, more than you wanted. But you deserve it anyway, you're special boy, you're. And the other question that was left over from previous episode, anything here while I'm overtaking? No. Rob asked, what is your dream car? Ford Fiesta. No, in all seriousness though, if money was no object, I would probably have a DeLorean that works, a Mark 1 Dodge Viper, a Skyline R32 GTS. That's the rear-wheel drive version. I don't like the four-wheel drive version because it's all about computers and whatnot. Gotta be able to drift in that. I would actually think of drifting. I wouldn't mind a Hachiroco, which is a Toyota Corolla Sprinter Truno Apex GT Truno AE86 Truno Corolla Sprinter. Yes. Okay. Oh, now it tells me 1% damage. Even though I already had 1% damage. Thanks, game. Let's get up here. I would say no to a Veyron. I wouldn't say no to a Ferrari F40. I think in terms of ultimate cars, I would love an F40. Just because it is probably, in my opinion at least, the last pure Ferrari before electronics and aerodynamics started happening. Enzo would turn in his grave if he knew what a modern Ferrari had turned into. He'd probably pull his own eyes out if he saw the car with his own name on it. Feel free to disagree with me, Ferrari boys, but Ferraris were all about... well, they weren't about electronics and aerodynamics. It was about something else, and I think these modern cars are a bit soulless. Apart from the 458 Italia, that car is gorgeous. I fucking love that car. And there's also the strange four-wheel drive one. I forget what that's called, but that was on Top Gear a year ago, which is sort of four-wheel drive, but sort of isn't, and that's also fantastic, and it makes me nurse a semi just thinking about it. So those are the outstanding questions. Let's move on to current questions. Lock of War, he asks, in F1 2010, 11, 12, whichever year this decade, if you could have some former drivers revived to their peak levels and replace current drivers, outside of the obvious ones such as Senna, Mansell, Prost, etc., who would you have? Would you have former champions or maybe former drivers of a certain team? And by which I imagine you're referring to Minardi being the certain team. Minardi being my favourite F1 team of all time. They're just underdogs. I love an underdog, and that's why I quite like Marussia, because they're an underdog and they can get good. When they get a good result, it feels a lot better rather than when a good team gets a good result. I just like an underdog. I gotta support the underdogs. So on that basis, I would probably have Pierluigi Martini. I would be tempted to go for Pedro Lamy because he's come along quite nicely in his GT years. I don't think he ever got a fair crack of the whip at F1. Same for Luca Badoa. He spent years testing and forgot how to race a car. So if I was to actually have him racing at his actual peak when he did well in Formula 3000, that would be cool. And then give him enough track time to actually develop more as a driver. Jackie Stewart, if we're going to have a world champion. Jackie Stewart is my favourite F1 driver of all time. It's not just his driving style and his relentless ability on the track and the fact he made things go fast without actually forcing them, but it's just he was a gentleman. He knew how to conduct himself, and sometimes being a decent bloke is a bit more appealing than being a loudmouth yob. Kind of why I like Mark Webber of the current bunch, actually, because he's just down to earth and he's himself, and he hasn't been afraid to make his feelings known. But no, people don't like that because it's all about being controlled by the corporation and the media, and you've got to have a pretty face on for the sponsors. Why? They want the money's worth. There you go. Mark Webber said something. He's wearing your logo on his shirt, and people are supporting Mark Webber, and whoa, he's been fucked over by his team again. You're associated with that driver. Feel proud. I would. Oh, yes, 8 o'clock. I suppose we better think about resting. Thank you for the yawn. Who else would I go for? Gerhard Berger, John Lacey. I would want to say Moss, but he comes from a day and age where you have some really arrogant drivers, and I think Sterling even... Oh, what? Is that a speed camera? I've not seen one of them before. Are they speed cameras? Excuse me. I assume that's a speed camera. No, too late to slow down now, mod. Come on, Tildy, let's go. Maybe Mike Hawthorne, because he strikes me as a gentleman racer. Francois Sevet, he was close to achieving his greatness, and his loss was a tragic one. I think that's about it, really, off the top of my head. I didn't really give that much thought or research before when doing it. Oh, and also for comedy value, Take Inoue. F1 fans will get the relevance there. Next question, back to Rob Just Rob for the current episode. Hello again, sir. Do you have a favourite TV show? I do, but before I tell you, I should explain that I don't actually watch that much in the way of television. Never have done. In the last 5 or 6 years, any TV I've watched has been DVDs that I've purchased from the shops, or Top Gear or Formula 1. It's got to be a bloody special show for me to watch it in my own free will, so... Oh shit, that was close. Very fucking close. Is it too late to turn around? Oh, you dickhead! Oh, there goes the damage-free run, because we just got rear-ended. Yes, I'm going. Let's be silly here. Let's be very silly. Well, what? Don't tell me that's the invisible wall already.